Gentlemen to the stage. I'm not trying to say this lady is more than a little bit attractive, but since this show started, up in the green room, 4 of the male comics have picked up a restraining order. Help me welcome Erin Tracy!
Thank you. I just got my master's degree. Thanks. In dance. Thank you, that's nice. That's nice. I said that at a show the other night and some guy in the audience was like, bitch. I was like, Dad? Is that you? I don't know about you, I feel like I'm living through screens right now. I've been taking a lot of Zoom dance classes is what I'm saying. I love them though because my downstairs neighbors are very supportive. Anytime I take one, they just bang on their ceiling to cheer me on. It like, oh, keeps me going. Personal low moment, I went on some Zoom dates. Yikes. I was Zoom dating this guy. He would name the Zoom after a restaurant every time. Yeah, I wish I wrote this. So I've been to Zoomiano's. I have been to the Zoom Cake Factory. And nothing makes me feel like I'm gonna die alone more than going on a 3rd date to Zoom Lobster. Also, like, the sky's the limit, buddy. Why are you picking medium shitty restaurants to take me to? Right? Like, in your wildest imagination, you're still poor? Take me somewhere nice. Also, I'm on social media way too much, right? It's toxic. There's a new hashtag going around. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's hashtag I love my violin hips. Yeah, it's talking about this curve right here if you're a woman. Of course, it's talking about a woman's body, right? Anyway, I saw it and I was like, damn it, I didn't even know I was supposed to hate that about myself. I gotta love it. I also love to binge watch TV, right? Like, it's a guilty pleasure though, so I like to justify it. I like to pretend like I'm acquiring whatever skill is primarily featured in that television show. You too. So by now, I could give you all fantastic makeovers. I could give you a badass tattoo. I watched all of Ink Master. Thank you. And I could also murder you and dispose of your bodies. I love the murder shows. Women love the murder shows. We love the murder shows. Yeah. I have a theory. I think we're watching them to study. But we're not studying what you think we're studying, right? You would think we're studying how to avoid that guy. That's not what we're studying, though. Every woman is watching those shows and saying they're thinking, I could change him. Sure, he's murdered like 17 people, but he's never murdered this pussy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. So I've been doing a thing. I've been turning everything off. And I've just been listening to the radio. I have an earthquake radio, not to brag, I'm prepared. I have an earthquake radio, and I love the radio, right? I'm not a competitive person necessarily, because I'm the most competitive person, you know what that's like, and I love the radio because you can win prizes. So far in my life, I've won tickets to a hockey game, a booze cruise, remember booze cruises? And a honey-baked ham. Yeah, that's what I call the hillbilly hat trick of radio prizes right there. I've won them all listening to country music radio, and I think the reason why is I'm the only person in LA still listening to country music radio. It's just me. I also like the radio because it presents some unexpected moments, right? You have a playlist, you know what's on there, but not with the radio. So the other night I was flipping through the channels and this woman came on, she was singing about this perfect love. And she could fail and stray and make mistakes no matter what, this person would be there for her. I was like, oh, I want that. That's incredible. Turns out that was Christian radio. It's like, I'm not a religious person, but for like 2.5 minutes, I wanted to be loved the way Jesus loved that woman, you know, like. It's probably blasphemy a little bit, but it's before I knew, so I had the thought, I was like, I'd let that guy do butt stuff. About Jesus, you know, what I'm saying is I hear all these young women be like, I'm wasting my 20s, you're right, I'm wasting my hot years. It's like, I'm 30, I'm wasting my fertile years, you know what I mean? Like, we aren't the same. I'm fantasizing about Jesus. Oh, you got a new wrinkle, I'm really sorry for you. Okay, sometimes it's so quiet, I can hear my eggs die. It's a different thing. It's not the same for us. I miss this though, especially because I have reached that age where when I'm in the wild like this, people either call me ma'am or young lady. I know, I hate both those things, but what I like about it is I now know I've entered a phase in my life I like to call young ma'amhood. Finding love right now is hard because if any of your grandparents are still alive, odds are I'm too old for you. But if both of your parents are dead, odds are I'm too young for you. Unless they died under some mysterious and unfortunate circumstances, in which case I'm perfect for you. I am a fixer. My friend was like, that's not your problem, Erin. Your problem is that you like gym guys because you like muscles. It's like, of course I like muscles. But that's not why I like gym guys. I like gym guys because I like being left alone for at least 2 hours every day. It's also odd doing this because guys will slide into my DMs and this is what they'll say. They'll say, you're a comedian, ? Because you're too pretty to be funny. Right? Like, we don't do that to men. Like, I've never approached a man by saying, you're way too handsome to have a big dick. Thank you. I've also made the mistake of dating fellow stand-up comedians. But I like to learn from my mistakes, and what I learned is if they have some material about being bad in bed, you should believe them. They are not joking about that. My ex-boyfriend's name was Sergio, which is Italian for rebound. He was so hot that I just completely overthrew my whole sense of self and value structure. You know what that's like? For our first date, he was like, hey, do you want to go to the gun range? It's like, I don't know anything about guns. I don't like it. I don't even know what you wear to a gun range, right? But I know what you wear on a date, which is a dress and heels. Sounds like some of you have been to a gun range before. Because you don't wear a dress and heels, because when you do, when you walk in, the gunman says, I've never seen someone here in a dress before. Me, because I was trying to impress Sergio, I was like, well, you can shoot someone wearing anything, can't you? They gave me a gun anyway. So we go on the range and I'm trying to be a good date, so I'm doing the girl thing of like, you're good at this, where are my hands? But then he hands me the gun, and just the legacy of redneck genes that traveled through time to form me in the gun range that day, they're like, stand back, I got this! And I'm really fucking good at it. And on the inside, I'm like, I don't know if this aligns with my morals. This is a problem. And on the outside, I'm having so much fun. I am also making him afraid of me. I get underestimated, though. I do. I had this other boyfriend. He thought it would be great to hide on the parking structure where I park my car so he could jump out and scare me. Because I date winners. You know, thinking I'd do the girl thing with the little hits, like, that was scary, I hate you. But instead, what I did, without even thinking, I just fashioned my hand into a blade. I just started stabbing it into his throat over and over and over and over and over again. So I think what I'm saying is bad at dating, but maybe good at killing people. I was married once. Of course I was married. Look at me, I'm a catch. Yeah! And release, it turns out, so here we are. I don't have a man, but I do have a dog. Okay, yeah, some dog people in the house. I got my dog for protection because I had a peeping Tom. I know, I hate that term too. We don't do that about anything else. We're not like, oh, she's just a stalking Nancy. Or like, oh, it's Assault and Battery Jerry. Or like, oh, it's Arson Pete. He's hot, right? We don't do that about anything else. I thought she would grow to be a medium-sized dog, but she turned out to be very small, so she's merely decorative. She's just adorable. Totally useless. So I did what people that look like me do, and I started an Instagram account for my dog. That pity laugh is totally right. What I didn't realize when I did that is that other people with Instagram accounts for their dogs will direct message you pretending to be their dog, talking to your dog. They'll even do it in a little doggy dialect. They'll be like, "Woof, tiny puppy poppy, you're fetching." I don't know what to do though, because I don't know if that's the only way us white ladies can be nice to one another. Or if we've just been called crazy bitches so long, we're actually more comfortable just being crazy bitches. Thank you so much. I'm Erin Tracy.
This has been a Funny Media Group production.